When I last talked about the Banner Saga, I pretty much had nothing but nice things to say about it. It's a simple top-down strategy game in which you maneuver around different heroes on the battlefield to take down your enemies. How the game is explained is done quite well and quite easily within the first chapter. There's a wide variety of characters and abilities that you can use. The enemies are varied, ranging from the faintly robotic dredge to humanoid bandits and even the horseborn, who are centaur-like creatures. And it's got a beautiful, vivid art style with an absolutely gorgeous soundtrack. Everything is beautifully well done, well rendered, well animated, and well written. It's basically like Game of Thrones, actually, only turned into a video game, and you don't feel like total crap for choosing the moral option. Seriously, I am so tired of games that will punish you for trying to choose the moral option. The good news is that in this type of game, you can get strong enough so that, yeah, you'll get beaten around a bit for choosing the moral option, but you can still choose to do the right thing, and you can succeed if you're strong enough and good enough at what you do. That alone made me smile when I was playing this. That and the very nicely done 2D animations and the art style, as I mentioned before. In addition to the top-down isometric perspective of the battlefield, you can also very easily use the renown that you build up after winning battles to not only level up your characters, but more importantly, to get supplies. Supplies are very important. You can use them to buy items that will increase your armor level, or your strength, or your ability to dodge attacks, or you can use them to buy normal supplies for your caravan, and you need this kind of stuff in order to boost morale and keep your crew alive. And you want to keep as many people as possible alive and have a strong amount of willpower by boosting morale, because if you boost morale, your willpower at the beginning of every single fight will be raised up, and that means that you can go further in distance and you can do extra damage, and you want that. You really, really want that. So it's a matter of careful management of resources. Oh, and here's a pro tip. Anything that Trigvi says, take as gospel. Do not trust any character with a helmet on their head, and don't trust Canary, the blue and yellow horseborn. Don't trust them. At all. Trigvi is freaking psychic. Now, in the last game, you could use your renown to level up your character's shield or armor, their strength, the willpower, which allows them to do extra damage or go further, the combos like that they can do, or their ability to break through armor. But in this game, you can go even further than that, because not only can you are you allowed to give your fighters, your heroes, a new secondary ability that they might not have otherwise had before, but you can also unlock extra abilities through the talent ranks that you're given, like being able to have a bonus hit chance, or being able to dodge shots much more easily, or being able to endure critical hits that otherwise should kill you, and you'll be allowed to stay alive as long as your health is until your health reaches down to 1, and then bam, you're dead. So all of this combined allows you to vary up your playstyle and give you that extra little edge you need in order to crush all foes in your path. So really, they actually improved quite a bit on what was already a very good battle system. So I'm incredibly impressed with what they've done here. And in case you're worried that you're not going to have enough renown, don't worry. Unlike last time, this time in training, you can actually complete certain challenges, and if you win the challenges, you get extra renown and you'll be able to level up your characters. Isn't that great? Now, as I said before, there's a few new extra faces and a new race that's been included in the Banner Saga too. The Horseborn. And as I've said before, they're kinda like centaurs. Here, let me show you. Pretty much all of the Horseborn have a kind of special extra ability. That is that they can attack, and then they'll be able to move a little bit away from whomever they just attacked. It's not much, but it helps. And they can be very helpful depending on their different abilities. Mule Kick allows them to, well, basically kick like a horse and knock an opponent back. Diridu can throw spears. Yeah, throw spears, so she's basically like an archer, or better still, they can poison your enemies, and wow, did that prove helpful. I mean, seriously, when these guys get poisoned, they start to drop like flies, so try to use poison whenever you can. Poison is your friend. But I really should start talking about the story. So, in the last Banner Saga, you played as two different groups. One was a group of giants known as Varl, who were led by a black-haired man named Hakon, who's trying to travel to essentially travel to safety away from the former Varl capital, because in essence the Dredge, the robotic enemies that I brought up before, are pretty much sweeping over the land and they're destroying everything in sight. The second group is led by Rook and Alette, two normal humans that have their small town life completely upended. But joining them are magicians, menders, who can manipulate reality, they can summon lightning, and in the case of one of them, Juno, it appears that she can't actually die. Somehow, something that her lover, Ivan, did to her has basically made her immortal. In the previous game, she helped you kill one of the greatest Dredge warriors of all, Bellower, but at the cost of one of the main characters' lives, and who you chose to die at the end, along with a bunch of other choices, affects how this game plays out. But Juno is hiding a secret, as is Ivan. The darkness that's enveloping the world and essentially bringing an end to all things, it's very, very heavily implied that Ivan and Juno directly caused this. And also, Bellower seemed to know something about what was going on. Not to mention the fact that Bellower isn't actually dead, and he tries to actually sort of begin possessing one of the main characters that you play as in this game. So yeah, it's the end of the world as you know it, and nobody is feeling fine. Well, except for Bolverk. He's a berserker. He's one of the new characters that you play as, and he has a unique ability to attack twice in one go. But again, since he's a berserker, he's not necessarily going to just attack in the exact same direction. Sometimes he'll swing in at an enemy to his left and then his right. Other times he'll swing right ahead and then behind him. Or if you're lucky and it's just one enemy, he'll just attack twice, both swiping at their armor and at their normal health. Remember, this game is all about tactics and strategy, and using your characters wisely. But, again, here's a pro tip that you should know about Bolverk. I'm a nice guy. I play all the characters I play as in RPGs as very moral, decent people. And even as kind as I played Bolverk, he's pretty much 100% pure bag of dicks. Seriously, he's a jerk. But even he is not as bad as this woman, the Horseborn Canary. Guess why she's named Canary? Okay, actually the real reason is because her true name is pretty much impossible to pronounce. God, the artwork is beautiful, but the thing is, she's not very honest. Here's a spoiler for you. I believe she actually worships the giant serpent that throughout the first game and that keeps popping up in the second game keeps insisting that he's supposed to swallow up the world. I think she worships that snake. So she's not exactly a good person. See? Let me go back to that. Yep, see, there he is. Large serpent. You have seen the god. She worships the thing. The good news is that you're not alone in the game. You have some great fighters alongside you, including Ivor, the one-armed badass who's able to take on Asunder all on his own. And in addition, you learn at the very end of the game that evidently Juno cannot just influence minds, but she can outright manipulate and take control of other people, and she might be, as I've said before, not just partially responsible for the darkness that's coming, she might have accidentally caused the end of the world. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to tell in this game who the good guys are and who the bad guys are, and you're going to have to make some very, very hard decisions. Having said that, I honestly cannot recommend this game enough. If you at all like RPGs, if you at all like strategy games, and if you had even an inkling to play the first game, get this game. It's a great buy. It's worth all the bang for your buck. The Banner Saga 2. I can't recommend it any more than I can. It is simply breathtaking and beautiful. Buy it!